Dr. Kunal Sarkar, the Supreme Court has commented on the manner in which this rape and murder was handled by the authorities in Bengal. So let's leave it because it's settled. The Supreme Court's observations are on record and everybody knows what they've said. My question is, protests being called picnic, protests being called drama, and earlier protests had been called as if students were going out with their boyfriends. I want to ask you, is this a sensitive government looking at a sensitive issue of a rape and murder of a young doctor in Kolkata? Is this the manner in which sensitive governments respond?
Well, of course it is not, Navika, but you see, this is the great Indian, or in some ways the great Bengali disease, when our common sense and human conscience gets overridden by the political benefits we derive from our unthinking loyalties. This is what is happening now. Now, just to put a few things in perspective, you see where the discomfiture of the current government, government and police, the political entity of the government and the police have become the one and the same entity. They are inseparable from one another. Now, to their great discomfort, if you were watching our local media, yesterday a video has surfaced which puts beyond question that there was a whole lot of people shortly after the tragic incident on 9th of August who it was crystal clear that they flouted all the rules of maintaining the sanctity of the site where this gruesome act happened. So evidence, as Supreme Court has already, CBI has already observed, that the crime scene has been altered, that is what CBI has said, and there was hard evidence of that last night. Now, there was a lot of uncertainty, about this students' movement today. Between one hand, people were saying, nothing is going to happen, it will all fizzle out. And the police who repeatedly said that this will be a very violent march with firearms and loss of lives, etc. Honestly, police, I think, has arrested 100-odd people today, maybe few more. But so far, there has been no recorded incident of any firearm or whatever, homemade bombs or whatever being recovered so far. Now, the more important question is that the government is on a sticky wicket with the doctors because the doctors are firm on their demand that the cartelization of the healthcare administration, of which this murder and rape was a gruesome culmination of that cartel functioning. Now that has to stop and specific action has to be taken. The police seems to be fumbling at every possible step they can take. Now, I am sure it is not that they are not incapable of a good act, but the question is, too many extraneous influences are acting as balls and chains on the police force with us. But from today onwards, the average citizen of Kolkata, the average citizen of Bengal, I think, is facing a disruption to their individual security and their individual livelihood. It is becoming a life and living issue. Will the city, will the state, till some kind of conclusion, none of us have an idea what this conclusion is. When will this theater of the gruesome will conclude? But I think as an ordinary citizen of Kolkata and as a citizen of West Bengal, today we feel A, insecure and B, threatened. That are we relapsing back into the nasty 60s and the nasty 70s when daily life, daily livelihood, daily security was a very threatening aspect in the life of a citizen of our state. I think things will have to fall into place It is the duty of the center and the state equally to give its citizens protection to live and feel secure.
Well
I
said.
hope the
Well said. Is the
Constitution
politics
powerful
taking
enough to do
away
that.
from citizens their right to security, their right to livelihood?
I am the future that was born 100 years ago. I am the purpose that emerged with India's independence to be a force for business that makes doing good our business. Towards an independence where knowledge sets us free. To think big and achieve bigger. To take India to the world and the world to India. Creating pathways of self-reliance. To stand for progress, the planet and the people. Towards a future made perfect. And be a force creating abundance. Because independence is not a moment in history. It's a never-ending path to prosperity. Aditya Birla Group, a force for good.